Everyone looks amazing this evening. We have a few people out in the lobby who are waiting. I think they're going to be coming in a moment. But I just want to say thank you so much. Happy belated Valentine's Day, if I didn't say it on Friday. All the ladies, you look beautiful. Gents, dapper. But this is an amazing evening. We're very excited about having everyone here. And I just want to say thank you. And so we have give me about 2 minutes. And I think we're going to be welcoming a few more people in. And then we can start the program because we are a little bit pushing time. So I want to make sure we get in here, have an amazing time. All my juniors, you have fun today out there on the course? That's kind of weak. That's a little weak. How'd that Central State Morehouse battle go down earlier today? I don't want to know. It was a situation. Alex, thank you again, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and blessing us with your presence and your energy. It's hard to get to Alex and Gavin Parker, who are both Mr. Energies, to actually battle each other. Two very A-type but very amazing young men. Again, thank you again, Gavin, as well. I appreciate you, brother. As we're waiting for folks to come in, I just want to say thank you to my team first. This does not happen. This does not happen without them. So thank you to everyone. My team, Robin, Kiva, Quincy's somewhere around here floating. We got Morris. Thank you, brother, for coming on the team this year. I appreciate you and all your hard work. I have my mother in the building. My nephew and son from Howard. HU? There we go. We got some HU people in the building? Few? No? Just those? Just the one? No, we got two at the same table. Lisa, I know. Heather, can we close the doors or you got still people coming in? Okay. I'm not going to wait on them, folks, because Percy is giving me the look. That's right, because Percy said there is Coke time and then there's no other option. So again, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tariq Delavalade, and thank you to my ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed guests and fellow golf enthusiasts for everything that is happening this weekend. As we know that this is our 100th anniversary and celebrating 100 years for United Golfers Association. Many things don't turn 100 years, but to be black in golf and it's celebrating 100 years is an amazing feat. Obviously, there was a gap in there with World War II, and then when the organization was dissolved in 1976, and when I brought it back in the year 2000. I would like to remind everyone that this weekend is not just a celebration of a century of golf, but is also a tribute to the vision, advocacy, persistence, and unwavering spirit of those who laid the foundation for this influential organization. In 1925, a group of passionate individuals came together with a shared dream to create opportunities for African American golfers at a time when access to the sport was restricted by segregation and by discrimination. They envisioned a golfing community where talent and passion would determine success, not just from the color of one's skin, but from their passion. Today, as we reflect on the journey of United Golfers Association, we honor the courage and commitment to making a dream a reality, playing a pivotal role in advocating for equality and inclusion within a sport for now 100 years. The UGA, thank you. The UGA Tour Circuit was a crucial platform especially during the era of segregation, providing a space for black golfers to excel and to compete. The UGA National Championships started in 1926 and went all the way through 1976. These significant events that foster community and family engagement in golf. There was men's amateur, women's amateur, juniors, and even had a men's pro division. And some of the men and women we will celebrate this evening who are legends were playing in that, even as juniors, Renee Powell, Charlie Sifford Jr. But our greats like Teddy Rhodes, Jim Dent, Jim Thorpe, Spiller, Sifford, Elder, Black, they all played and competed in the UGA tour circuit, especially in our national championships. But this tradition of family and community within UGA continues. And it's going to continue to inspire and shape the future of the sport. Why? Because we don't have a chance. We don't have a choice, is what I meant to say. Sorry. We do have a chance. But our choice now is to come together as a family, a golf family. Many times in sports, we play as individuals, and sometimes we play as teams. But in golf, it's different. You are out there by yourself, especially as you're young, because you may not have a caddy to get you out of your own head. Doc, right? So sometimes you have to be present in the moment, because when you're not, you're all over the place. And right now, the key thing is to build this presence of a black golf community amongst all. And with United Golfers Association, we look to bring back an organization that was once 9,000 members strong back in the 1970s. 9,000. There was no Instagram, there was no Facebook, no TikTok. They found a way to communicate and to do things together. And that included over 25 golf events throughout the United States. But they were hosted by golf organizations from California to Kansas City to Texas, Chicago, New York, Boston, North Carolina, and even down to Florida. But they all worked together. It was a community, and they supported each other. So if they were in Boston and there was a tournament in Chicago, guess what? They traveled as a team to represent that organization. We have to find a way to build that back. It is my mission to find a way to build that back through UGA's membership. There's a group of people who are here who have made a dream of mine come true. Sometimes you have a vision of things, but you're not exactly sure how to execute it, how to fund it, how to make it come together. But the Coke Florida team, the Coca-Cola Beverages Florida team, they are family. I made a phone call to Marvin Vines. He sent an email to Percy. I think it was Joe who was also in that email, maybe Katrinda. We had a call within days. And they were like, we love this. What many don't know is that Coca-Cola was the first corporate sponsor of United Golfers Association in 1957. In almost 70 years, look at them now. And we appreciate you to the point where we love you guys. Because I know how much I put into this, but I very much know how much you guys put into this. I'd like to bring up Mr. Percy Wells. We're going to play a quick video.
For many, many years, we tried to level the playing field to bring more young minority golfers into this circle that we have developed and make sure they have the same opportunities that other kids had out there. I want to see African American kids, minority kids out there competing and playing for that money. And the best way to do this is to partner with the Coca-Cola Florida and others to make these things happen for our kids.
You look around and you see the way that the course is set up, how welcoming the golf course is, how much volunteers are out. You don't get that without some pretty strong sponsors. So I can't thank Coke Florida enough for what they've done to help put on an event of this magnitude. It definitely would not have happened without a sponsor like them.
We're committed to the communities where we live, work, and play, and we're excited that this gives us an opportunity to continue our commitment to education and economic empowerment.
And on behalf of the United Golfers Association's team, I'd like to present the Corporate Partner Award. Thank you very much, Coke Florida, for your dedication to enriching diverse lives in golf. Thank you. Mr. Percy Wells.
You know, I think Ty tied it on a little heavy there. He's trying to lock in another 5 years. Did we talk about that? As mentioned, my name is Percy L. Wells II. I have the honor of serving as Group Vice President, supporting government affairs, public relations, and communications, and overseeing our philanthropic giving, which is important. You know, when Ty came to us 4 years ago now, we had the conversation about how we could make this part of our agenda. Well, Black History Month makes sense for us to be a part of this great organization. If you think about what UGA stands for and the values that it brought years ago, it only made sense for us to be a part of this. So here today, we are 100 years in support of UGA, Coke Florida celebrating our 10th year this year, which is really exciting. And people think about Coca-Cola. He mentioned he called Marvin Vines. He's in the Coca-Cola company in Atlanta, where I used to work years ago. But we're not the Coca-Cola company. We are Coke Florida. So let me tell you a little bit about who we are. We are one of the largest Black-owned businesses in this nation. We operate, I want to share some facts, and I want to tie it all together. We operate from Jacksonville down to the Keys in Florida. We're the 6th largest Coca-Cola franchise in North America. We have 18 distribution sites, 5,000 employees. We have a really large footprint here in Florida. But the key is, during Black History Month, while other people try to define who we are and erase who we are as a culture, it's important that companies like ours continue to stay focused and give back to the communities that we serve, because we know the importance of what it takes for individuals like yourselves to be successful, right? So I think about this, and here we are in a state that is very conservative for whatever reason, but we know that our history is strong, right? And Ty just walked through what UGA has done for the last 100 years. We're excited to be a part of that, and we'll continue to support the communities that we serve. Now, Ty, we haven't negotiated yet another 5 years, but we'll talk about that. But what's important is that you all understand, if not us or companies like ours, then who? It's important that we support the communities that we serve, give back, and make sure that not just African Americans, but the entire community has a chance to succeed. Because what's happening right now in this country is not focused just against African Americans. It's focused against people who are average, hardworking people who are trying to get ahead. And so we want to do our part and continue to do our part to make sure that Ty's vision is met, but also we make an impact in the communities that we serve. So thank you. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy some Coke beverages outside. And then when you go to Walmart and Publix, pick up our brand versus the others. Have a great night. Have a great evening.
Our next corporate partner came to me through relationships and friendships, but very specifically, one of our board members, Miss Lisa Anders, who is here this evening. And Lisa has leaned into United Golfers Association in more ways than I ever could imagine. And Lisa, I just want to say thank you very much for your commitment to us. Thank you for sharing your network. Thank you for sharing your family and your passion. Sometimes you get board members who come on and they say, okay, well, it's fun to be on it, but she has put both arms and both legs and all the golf balls she has in her bag to try to find a way to make make our vision happen. But we were introduced to who I now consider a friend, Cedric Lockhart, who is with Cisco Systems. And Cedric is passionate about connecting with people and building successful teams. He's currently the leader of a $3.5 billion sector networking business at Cisco, where he has held various roles over 15 years, including leading Cisco Maracay Americas. Cedric also leads the Connected Black Professionals, Cisco's second largest inclusive community, which now includes over 2,700 members. Before Cisco, he worked at Teleris, Worldwide Technologies, and Orange Business Services. Outside of work, Cedric is it says avid golfer, but I'm going to say he's a golf addict, because I think he would agree that that's pretty much accurate, yeah. He's a family man. His son attends Morgan State University, my alumni, so I thank you for sending him there. He's also involved in this other fraternity called Omega Psi Phi, Fraternity Incorporated. No, it's all love. But now I just want to be able to, Jacob, could you key that, please?
The great thing about sports is that when you get to know people, you know them as athletes and you know them as competitors and you feel differently about it. And so the more we can add diversity, the more we can expose people to different kinds of people, we're better off in sports and society. I started the APGA in 2010 because of the lack of diversity in the game. We had one simple goal: to get guys onto the PGA Tour. As it's gone along, I think the message has changed some. We still want to get guys on the PGA Tour. That's still what we're about. But I think that our goal now is to bring inspiration. We're making people feel like they can realize their dreams. These guys, all they want is an opportunity. And that's why I'm so grateful to Cisco. And Cisco's been an amazing partner. They've given us the resources not only to increase prize money, sign the guys as ambassadors. Now we're able to provide our players with all the tools they need to be successful. The APGA is a family. Those guys, they want to beat each other, but they also root for each other. But they keep at it. They keep practicing. They keep grinding. That's why these guys inspire me so much. I feel like I've got 50 additional kids. I want them to be successful. They may not make it to the PGA Tour, but I think they'll make a difference in this world and be a change agent in the world. And that would make me just as happy as seeing them play on Sunday.
Thank you, Ty. I appreciate the recognition. I'm really grateful to accept this award on behalf of Cisco Systems. At Cisco, we are a purpose-driven company. That purpose shows up in many ways. It shows up in the way we treat our employees, the way we serve our communities, and the way we engage with our customers. Our purpose as a business is to empower a more inclusive future. I'll say that again. Our purpose as a company is to empower a more inclusive future for all. Excuse me. That means our involvement in golf is a direct reflection of that ambition. We believe that golf is a game that we can, should unite us, inspire us, bring joy to those who play, watch, and follow it. But we also believe in order to do that, the game needs to be rooted in inclusivity, equality, and accessibility for all. We believe in the power of organizations like the United Golfers Association to bring about the positive changes that we would like to see in the game. We believe in the work that UGA is doing and the impact that it is having on the youth in this room, preparing them to be leaders both on the course and off. That is why we are proud to be a part of your 100th anniversary and stand committed to doing our part to continue to shape the game we love. Also, in conclusion, happy Black History Month to all of you. We'll make sure we put that front and center. To you past and some future history makers that are in this room, keep laboring your love of golf and chasing excellence. Thank you.
Now we have another great partner that came on with us recently. That company is AARP. Many of you may say, well, why AARP? Like, what do they care about kids and golf? But it's not about that. This is about the parents. When you think about the money, let's use a better word, the investment. Money. It is, yeah, it's all the same, yeah? So the investment that these parents and families put into their babies is a lot. There's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of money, there's time, there's driving, there's flying, getting on auto trains. But the important piece here is that AARP sees the value in our parents and in our members. So with that, what our whole thing was how do we support the parents? How do we provide them with discounts and resources so the hotels, the rental cars, the flights, the dinners, all these things matter. And what even more matters to them is they have healthy parents. Because healthy parents are amazing. They're able to do more for their children than others who are unable to do so at times. Walking 18 holes behind this child, that's close to 10 to 12,000 steps. In 2 days, you got 24,000 steps. Well, that's health and wellness, right? But what's important for them is that they see us as a great partner. And they are going to assist United Golfers Association doing something that hasn't been done, honestly, in over 50 years. And that's bringing back intergenerational golf events. UGA was built on family. They traveled together. They played together. So the UGA National Championship, as I mentioned earlier, was much larger than just a golf tournament. It was like a family reunion. And I talked about that on Friday. There was another event called the Black Enterprise Golf and Tennis Challenge. Many of us in this room probably were there. I was there 9 years, but it was like a family reunion. Jason, you were there, weren't you? Jason Smith? Yep, exactly. That was the most amazing weekend ever. Why? Because I got a chance to sit down and play golf. I play golf with some folks that I would have never been able to play golf with before and network with. And guess what? Their kids were there. And that's how these kids met. But ARP is unable to be here this evening, but Miss Shani Hostin sends her regards. Mitchell Ross sends his regards. And they just want to say from them, thank you and we appreciate you. Jacob, just play a quick video of them for
This Black History Month, AARP celebrates everyday excellence, the folks who show up and make a difference in their communities. On your own path to excellence, find career resources to support you every day at aarp.org/work.
That was quick, right? Nice and short, unlike me. So we're going to segue. How's the salad so far for those who've been eating it? I see some empty plates. I don't know if anybody got, they ate it and it's gone. Yeah, I know, Blake, you're not exactly, not Mr. Salad guy. Can I hear some noise from my folks from Georgia? Georgia in the building? Texas? California? Uh-oh, Jenny said, I'm standing up. We got some Cali, Dondre, they're from Cali. He just didn't yell high enough. Cali folks. So I need to say where you're from? Aha. It's not where you live. Okay. There is a difference. There is a difference. Florida. Where are my Florida folks? Alabama. I know we got some Alabama folks here. Quincy Leonard brought a whole truckload of folk. Mississippi. North Carolina. Virginia. 804. I now live and reside in D.C. So where are my DMV folks? I think we may have the largest crowd, maybe next to Georgia. Who did I miss? Milwaukee, Chi-Town, Southside. What is that? 41 connects both Milwaukee and Chicago, yeah? We're going to segue into what is called the fireside chat. I am going to bring up two close friends of mine to come in, and we're going to have an intimate conversation as quickly as possible because the food is waiting. But this is important because the conversation that we're going to be having, for those young people here in the room, you need to hear this because your parents are in your ear telling you the same thing. Guess what? We're going to be telling you. And we know sometimes your parents are like, you need to be, I want you to be. But guess what? It's for a good reason because they've been here before. Now, you may be able to beat them in golf on the golf course, but there's some life lessons that they're giving you and some nuggets and some cheat codes. As parents, we have cheat codes. My son's in here, and I tried to give him cheat codes. And sometimes he listens, and sometimes he don't. But we love him anyway. But he's 21, and he is a man now. So he has to make his own decisions as he chooses. I'm going to call up Mr. Dondre Whitfield, Mr. Cedric Lockhart. Please join me on the stage. Dondre is one of our board members. We got some, I'm going to say for myself, but we're good looking brothers on the stage.
We need some diversity, man. The stage got light.
Yeah, hey.
But I'm channeling my inner darkness, you feel me?
That's right, it's melanin. It's melanin. Now, Now, I want y'all to be aware there is a sneaker cam that's going to be sliding around the room. So make sure that you got your feet moving in place where that camera is going to come around and grab you. Now, what's going to be unique about this conversation is that we're fathers. And we are definitely a voice. However, in this conversation, we're talking as fathers. However, we're talking as professionals and sharing what's important to us as individuals, what we've seen, what we'd like to see more of and less of. Cedric has been a part of the APGA growth over the last some years and has seen an amazing growth and shift in some of the young men that come out of that program. They have invested millions of dollars into growing and seeing how their impact can be seen, one, on camera and off. I think I want to, Dondre, I'm going to let you introduce yourself for those who may not know who you are, sir.
I have Dondre Whitfield. I've been an actor for over, it's painful to say, over 40 years, because I don't feel that old. But you know, everything from The Cosby Show to Queen Sugar, and she's like Martin. Brother came up to me in the lobby. He's like, "I remember you from Martin." And then I wrote a book on manhood called Male versus Man. And I've often said to people that acting is my passion, but activation is my purpose. And so what I do is I travel throughout the country, trying to get our men to come to the better version of themselves. I'm currently working on a one-man show about purpose, trying to get people to understand the difference between their passion and their purpose. This is just really a life work. My father went to prison when I was 13 years old, and so not having a navigation system and really pushing me to a space where I could matriculate properly into manhood left a gigantic void in my life, and that void turned into a purpose. And so that's what drives me every single day.
Thank you. That's amazing. He has life's work.
Life's work.
A question I like to ask people: did golf choose you, or did you choose golf?
Yeah, for me, it started off as me just connecting with friends, playing golf socially. It became a thing where I got really, really addicted to it, to your point earlier, right? So it became a way to connect with friends and travel the country and see different places. And I think over time, it became a part of my work life. And that is where I think people have started to see more and more of our involvement with like the APGA and the USGA and things like that. It's become a part of my work life. And at that point, I think golf has chosen me, and it's in me, and it's probably never going to leave me. I'm not trying to push it away, although I have days where I want it to behave differently. But yeah, it's a deep passion of mine. It's taught me a lot. And for the young people in the audience, you probably hear this over and over again, but the skills that you're developing as junior golfers and being able to play golf at a high level will allow you not only to just learn the lessons that golf naturally teaches you, but to connect with people in the work world in a way that will enhance your career. It's enhanced my relationships with customers. It's enhanced my relationships with executives. And it's now allowing us to live into our purpose as a company in one way with the APGA and now with UGA. So yeah, I'd say I chose it, but it's now just ingrained at this point.
Thank you. Dondre?
Golf definitely chose me. I definitely did not choose golf. I played 3 sports semi-pro, baseball, basketball, and football, and the last thing that I wanted to do was play golf. I was doing a show in New York called All My Children, and the guy who played my father on the show, Richard Lawson, asked, from me talking about my sports background, he said, "Man, I got a game for you." And I was like, what? And he said golf, and I'll never forget my reaction. I was like, yo, that game is old and Caucasian. I do not see myself in that game at all, and this was just as Tiger was about to, and he took me to a driving range. I did what I think every guy does when they go to the driving range for the first time, pick up a driver and try to hit it 400 yards and wind up hitting it 4 feet. And I took 5 swings, and I swear I did not get this ball off the ground. And then I said, okay, show me what I'm supposed to be doing. He was a scratch golfer, so I had some great instruction. And the first time that I aimed at a target and I actually hit it, I was hooked. Yeah. And this game is so profound because it's taught me so much about myself. And now I let the game interview anyone that's about to come into my life. So I don't ask people who they are. I just ask them if they play golf. And if they say yes, then I just say, let's go play golf, because the game is going to tell me everything I need to know about this person. Are you a quitter? Are you a cheater? Do you get angry easily? What happens when you get angry? Do you get activated, or do you do things to, position yourself properly so that you can win? So the game just interviews that person for me. So I love this game.
Question for Cedric. How did Cisco get involved in golf? I mean, this is the company's investment is not, obviously what they're doing with APGA is amazing, but they have an entire, an operation in golf. And you see their logo on PGA Tour events and on signage, and you're like, wow. It's like, so when technology companies, which seems like there's a plethora of them getting involved in golf as sponsorship and partners, but why?
Yeah, I mean, the number one reason is connection. We want an opportunity to connect with our customers and partners, and golf provides an amazing opportunity for us to do that. So through some of our ambassadors that we have on PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, and the APGA Tour, we have opportunities for our customers to connect with those players, to connect with Cisco executives, to build a deeper relationship. Probably some of the stuff that DeAndre's talking about, like to interview the game, watch people play, you get to know people on a golf course. It's a 4-hour friend maker, but it's also the true serum. You start to see what people do and how they behave. But it's really about connection and connection to our customers and partners. That's the main reason Cisco's engaged. Now, the APGA, the involvement there was a little different. Look, we were already involved in golf. We're the lead sponsor for the USGA. We have a number of players on both the PGA Tour and LPGA Tour. But the APGA started really as an interaction with me leading the Connected Black Professionals and our Chief Diversity Officer, inviting some executives to the first Billy Horschel Invitational. And that event exposed our executives with really some talented players. I don't know if Greg is in the audience, but one of them who's here. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's at your table. Yeah, so one of them who's here. And we saw how talented they were. And the dinner afterwards was mind-blowing. There were tears flowing with these players who were so talented, and all they needed was support. And that meeting 5 years ago really kind of supercharged our engagement there. And so we have been all in on that tour. When I leave here tomorrow, I am going to Ponte Vedra to host the Black History Month Classic, Cisco Black History Month Classic.
It's Greg, thank you for coming, man. I appreciate your presence.
Yeah.
It means a lot. So if you see Greg, youngsters, if you see Greg and he's moving around the golf course, ask questions.
Star.
He's an amazing young man who has a breath of fresh air for the sport. He knows exactly what's on his mind, and he's no question he wants to share it. Is that right, Greg? I know, man, because he gets in my ear all the time. But I love it because there's passion there. But young people, ask him questions. He's been there before. He's doing it right now. So you got someone who you can relate to who's not 50 years old, not 40 years old, not 30 years old, but a young 20-something. He has something to share. So use him. Connect with him. Follow him. Send him a DM on Instagram. Just connect. Ask questions. If you need advice, ask questions. It's important. Dondre, this is going to be a bit of a jerky question, not a jerk question, but that didn't come out right. But it's gonna poke the bear. Because sometimes we have to poke the bear to get get a breath and really hear something that sometimes people don't want to hear, but it's necessary and required. But as parents, what can we do to support our child mentally and emotionally on their golf journey? It is not easy being a parent of a golfer.
I would have to say that this is the silent part out loud. Because as parents, we want our kids to do well for a number of different reasons. One, we want them to do well so that they're not in pain, but then sometimes as parents, we want them to do well so that we're not in pain. My wife said to me, because, she travels often, as we all do, so sometimes when my son is playing in a tournament and I'm with him, she says, I wish I were there with you guys. And in my head, I'm going, no, you don't. Because if I text her, she says, how's it going? So it's the first hole, par. Second hole, par. Third hole, par. Fourth hole, bogey. And she texts me a word back that I can't tell you right now. And I'm going, you don't want to be here. In theory, it sounds good, but as junior golfers, this is the part that I call the manure stage. I want you to think about a beautiful lawn. When it's fully grown in, everyone can appreciate the lawn because it's beautiful, it's lush, it's green. You can lay out a blanket and have a beautiful picnic on it. No one ever talks about the lawn when it's in the manure stage. No one ever talks about how beautiful that part of the process is. But it's a necessary process. So our kids, this is the growing phase. Sometimes it's really ugly. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable. And sometimes as parents, I've seen from time to time, a few of us get frustrated with how our kids perform. And whenever I see one of us get upset or angry with the way our kids are performing, I usually can tell that this is a parent who doesn't play golf. Because if you play golf, to be honest with you, if I had it my way, I would require every single parent to have to learn how to play golf. Because as soon as you see your son or your daughter underperform to your expectations, you will immediately begin to have a sense of empathy for them and give them the kind of grace that's necessary. Your child is playing the toughest game on the face of the earth, and there are no substitutions. When your child plays basketball or baseball or any other sport and they're not playing well, sub. They will sub your child out. If they win a championship, your child can win a trophy and didn't play well and call themselves a champion. Not in golf. It is a lonely walk. So as parents, emotionally and mentally, what we have to do is, it's really hard to do, but when they come off the golf course and they haven't played well, just give them a hug. Just give them a kiss. Hey man, I'm proud of you for grinding it out today. I'm proud of you. Because at that point, that's really all they need to hear. Because trust me, you think you feel bad, but who do you think feels worse? You think they feel good about underperforming up to their own expectations? So as parents, that's the kind of support that we need to give them emotionally and mentally. Just to say, hey man, no matter what, we here, we good.
Is silence good on the ride home?
Is what?
Silence good on the ride home.
It depends. If you feel like your child needs you to say something, 9 times out of 10, they don't need you to say anything. Hello? Juniors, you get to clap right now.
This is your opportunity
This
to clap.
is your opportunity
No judgment
right
zone.
now. You better, if you don't say it now, if you're not getting what you need and you don't speak up now, this is your fault. Uncle Dondre is here to help you right now. 9 times out of 10, watch this. My son will tell you, after every round of golf, in every tournament, not one time have I ever said anything to him about his score. Never. Why? Because his score is simply the result. What I want to talk about is the process that produced the result. So 9 times out of 10, we're just dealing with the outcome, but we're not dealing with how we got to the outcome. So if you want a different result, now we got to figure out what the process is, because the process is what gave us the result. If you don't like your result, you need a new process. Do you have a process? If you don't have a process, let's get you one. And that's what this is about. That's why this is important. So I had one of my bonus nephews, you know they all my bonus nieces and nephews.
That's right, that's right.
But I had a bonus nephew today. Didn't have a great day today. And the first thing I said to him was, hey man, that's why these tournaments are 2 days. Show up tomorrow. And guess what? If you're going through something right now that you can't talk to mom and dad about, come talk to Uncle Dondre. Because sometimes your child is going through something that you may not even be aware of or understand, or have the information that they need in order to get them to the other side. This is a lonely game. Despite the fact that it's the United Golfers Association, golfers are not united. Golfers are not united. That's why this is important. Because we get to unite. We get to take care of each other's kids. We get to take care of each other. You know, I'm gonna talk all night, bro. So
you longer than me, and that's scary. Hey, that's too much laughing out there. Said the climate right now. Oh boy, here we go. With the climate of things shifting and changing, with the focus, or the shifted focus on diversity and inclusion in corporate America, what organizations like United Golfers Association, and there's other nonprofit organizations. Raise your hand if you run a nonprofit organization in this room. Look at that. That's a dozen or more. Jenny Bethune is in the building. Whoop, whoop. But as nonprofits, we need to depend on, I would say, 3 things. Our community to lean in, corporate America to lean in, and other nonprofit organizations to do things which we don't, because it's like the little guy the ring. Mine is mine. But I think if we found a way to collaborate more as nonprofit organizations like others do, and they go in and get grants together, they bond together. They say, look, mine is stronger than yours, but we could also go in together and get this money. Now, Cisco has doubled down. AARP has doubled down. Coke Florida doubled down. And there's a lot of others who have, but there's a whole lot more we hear in the news that are not. But what can we do as golf community to find partnerships and relationships and maximize them so that we can do more things for the golf communities that we serve?
Yeah. So I'll talk about it from the perspective of a Fortune 50 company, right? What is important for us is
You said 50. You didn't say Fortune 500.
Yeah, it's a big company.
You didn't say 100.
But look, first of all, we know what's happening in America. It's an unfortunate time. Cisco's not backing down from our commitment. As I said, our purpose is to build a more inclusive future for all. Emphasis on inclusive is doing all the work in that sentence, right? That is who we are. That's how we show up. So that's the Cisco answer. But what we really look for in some of the partners that we invest in are really opportunities to connect and bring opportunities to connect with our customers. That is the most important thing. So when we can have events like this is a phenomenal event. We love the purpose of what UGA is doing. That's why we invested. That's why we're going to continue to invest, and we're here for you. But we want to increase the pipeline of talent in golf. We want to increase the diverse pipeline of talent in golf. And this is a phenomenal opportunity for us to do that. That said, we want to continue to lean into trying to create more opportunities for other companies to engage. So, I mentioned the Ponte Vedra event. We're going to go to Ponte Vedra, and I have 30 customers coming to Ponte Vedra to talk with, APGA, play a pro-am with APGA pros, to learn from them, to network with them, to potentially invest with them. That's happened. We had Delta Airlines out at the last event. They're now an investor in the APGA tour, right? That's creating those opportunities for connection is what helps you and what helps us. That's what we want. We want to create an opportunity so that we can bring our partners and customers together. Yeah, it creates relationship. It creates an opportunity for us to sell more, to do things more, but it also creates opportunities for you to have connection with more organizations that might be like-minded with Cisco.
The pipeline, and I'll semi-close with this, and I shared this nugget at the PGA Merchandise Show a little less than a month ago. And I talked about the pipeline of black golf. I talked about the state of black golf, but I talked about the pipeline of black golf. We have our strongest bubble right now, and that's between the young people, between the ages of 16 and 20. These are COVID golfers. Some who picked up golf during COVID, slightly before, and that's because that's what they were focused on. Parents were like, no basketball, no football, no soccer, you're not doing that, you're not doing that. Pick up this golf club. But what's happened is that those who are above that, in that pyramid, it gets thinner because no one was playing that much at that level. But now below that, that pyramid is now upside down. When we look at, Quincy, Leonard, and I look at the leaderboard, but not just that, we look at the young people who are playing, there's a big part of our nugget and our attendance is between 16 and 18. And then it gets about 20% lower, 13 and 15. And then another 20% lower between 10 and 12. Where are we going to find more 10 and 12s? They're just not going to come out of nowhere.
That's right.
So we have to build the pipeline. And that comes with partnering with organizations like T Divas and T Dudes. Where's Jairus? Jairus, where are you? You're not paying. He's here. John G. with SLG Foundation. Thank you again, John G., for all that you do. But these organizations, we have to build a strong pipeline. And if we don't, we're going to look like our HBCUs right now. Our HBCUs And I hired someone to do an entire study on this. It took us 2 weeks. We did an inventory and the entire attendance and all the attendees and golf athletes at all the HBCUs. Black athletes were less than 47%. We were actually 46.5. If we add our brothers and sisters from Africa, we get up to 56.8. Where's those other 42 and some change coming from? Latin America, Asia, Canada, Sweden, and everywhere else. But if our pipeline is light, guess what's going to happen in 2-3 years? It's not going to look like that. Our numbers are going to be much less. We're going to be probably in the 30%. And it could possibly shift anywhere between 6 to 8% per year because we don't have a strong pipeline. Right now, that's why I work so hard. That's why we work so hard. APGA, they get fed through elite golfers like young people in this room. Epson Tour gets fed through young people in this room. The LPGA Tour has 0 black women on it. 0. You go to an LPGA event, not the Epson Tour, but the LPGA, there's 0 black women. There's only been 8 black women who've been on that tour in 75 years. And currently, there's none. So young girls, it's your time. It is your time. There are more young black girls in our tournament than our boys this year. And I think that's an amazing opportunity, and that deserves a clap. Parents, we got to get back to the village. I know you love your child, but there is another child who's to your left or to your right. There's another child in your child's foursome. When their chin hits their chest because they duffed a ball, don't stay silent. Chin up. Hey, you got this. You are not just here to cheer on your own child this weekend. I'm going to say it one more time for Tom Reed in the back. You are not just here to cheer on your own child. That is important. I'm going to end with that, but I want to, for me, is there anything you would like to say to close out, Cedric?
I just think it's beautiful to watch this room. I mean, I'm encouraged. The pipeline is upside down. I'm a sales guy. I lead a big sales organization. The most important thing we look at is pipeline. If you don't have pipeline, there's no way you get to whatever your target is. This room is encouraging to me. We need more. We need to continue to do more, and I'm excited to work with you on that. But we need to continue to develop the pipeline of black golfers, especially black women. I agree with you. We talked about that the first time we spoke. That was the fit that we saw with the UGA, is that you did have a healthy pipeline of black women golfers. But so anyway, I'm encouraged, but we have a lot of work to do. This is a labor of love for me in Black History Month, where the theme is labor of love. So let's just keep plugging away and grow the pipeline.
Thank you. Dre?
To all of our juniors, I want you to get really good at learning how to forgive yourself. You're going to make a lot of mistakes in life and in golf. Your mother and your father have made a bunch of mistakes. I tell my son all the time, and my daughter, I'm like, hey man, I make plenty of mistakes, but I'm really good at making a pivot. I want you to become really great at forgiving yourself, because often I see some of our juniors hit a shot and they get to the shot that they're on, and you can pretty much tell that they're actually not on that shot. They're still 3 and 4 shots behind them. The key to being great at this game is being mentally sound. And you can only be mentally sound and available for your game if you forgive yourself for the mistake that you made 2 strokes ago. The only thing that matters right now is this shot, right here, right now. The only time you remember the shots that you made was for the sake of you making a pivot and applying certain things that you gleaned from that last shot. But learn how to forgive yourself. You're going to make plenty of mistakes in life and golf. So tomorrow, when you go out, forgive yourself for the shot that you don't make and stay focused on the one that you're supposed to make.
Thank you. Let's give the 2 guests a round of applause, please. I'd like to take a moment to, before she comes up here, she's bashful, but I know Robin. I've known Robin for almost 27 years, and she has been an amazing friend. Little big sister, a couple years, that's about it, right? But she has been here for the last 3 years. Many of you have walked into the registration hall. She has welcomed you with the rest of the team. She works behind the scenes very hard. She cheers for me. She prays for me. She encourages me. When you have friends like that, you have to keep them. You have to build them up, keep them close. But Robin, I'm bringing you up this evening to give us some money. Robin is in charge of our scholarship committee. Robin, please come up. Woo.
Good evening, everyone. Hey, okay. So tonight we gather to celebrate the achievements of 4 outstanding young golfers and recognize the power of education and opportunity. The United Golfers Association has long believed that success is engrossed with discipline, dedication, and a drive to continually improve both on and off the course. As a 26-year educator and 2-time HBCU graduate, I know firsthand that education is the great equalizer. It opens up doors, it challenges our perspectives, and empowers young minds to dream beyond the boundaries. For African Americans, education has always been a pathway to breaking barriers, rewriting narratives, and building legacies to last for generations. Like education, golf teaches us invaluable lessons: patience, perseverance, integrity, and resilience. It's a game where every shot is a new challenge, and just like the game, it's a statement. It's a declaration that our talents know no color, that opportunities are never limited, and our presence in a sport is not just growing, but it's thriving. So tonight, we are going to honor 4 exceptional student athletes who have demonstrated excellence both in the classroom and on the course. Their dedication, work ethic, and passion for the game give them shining examples of the future of golf and leadership. So it is my great honor to present the 2025 United Golfers Association Scholarships. Right. I'm kind of excited because I've been walking around them all weekend long and they have no idea. All right. And I'm going to say that we had 22 applicants, so bringing it down to 4 was definitely a challenge. So our first recipient of $2,500 from Coke, Florida, goes to Whitley Shields. Come on up, Whitley. Oh, yep. She's going to have fun on the plane with that one. Okay, our next recipient with $2,500 again from Cisco goes to Morgan Rodriguez. All right. The next $2,500 scholarship from UGA goes to Jaylon Ridley.
And he's going to Morehouse in the fall, y'all. And Morgan's going to Delaware State. That's right. And Willie's going to Delaware State. Go Hornets.
All right. Uh-oh. Oh. And our last recipient from that is receiving $2,500 from our other sponsor, AARP, goes to Zebulon Barnes. He watches the draft. Congratulations.
Zeb, where are you going to school in the fall? The Lincoln University in Missouri, not that other one in Delaware. So just a quick note, what's next for UGA? From organizing golf tournaments and celebrating black excellence in golf to mentoring the next generation of minority golfers, UGA looks forward to moving forward as a transformative force in the golf space. Looking to the future, UGA remains committed to our mission to increase opportunities for minorities in golf, particularly the black youth. We must continue to foster inclusivity, mentorship, and the love for the game. Let's ensure that the next generation has the same opportunities to excel and experience the joy of golf that we've all cherished. The future in golf relies on taking bold action now. We are seeing a real-time decline, as I mentioned earlier, in minority golfers progressing from middle school to professional levels. And right now, many talented players are being left behind due to lack of access and resources and tournaments and coaching. But one of the most important things is having a mental coach. Dr. Sales, can you please stand up? This young man, you like that? You like that, Doc? You like that? He has, stand up if you have had a conversation over the phone or a Zoom call or anything with Dr. Sales. Please stand up. And next year, I want that number to look 3 times that. Dr. Sales leans in. Dr. Sales is a sports psychiatrist with many years, I won't give the number, but many years of experience from baseball to basketball to golf and within the United States and even internationally. Golf is a passion of his, so this is more important to him than some of the other sports, and especially when he gets a chance to be in a room like this and see so many beautiful black and talented young golf athletes. Doc is available. If you find him on Instagram, we will share maybe via email in the next 2 weeks once we settle down after this event how to contact him so that you can get on his schedule and talk about what's going on in your head and find a way to get it out or to clean it up or get it right. But he will definitely show you how to clean up things. This next award is not a typical award. It goes to somebody who puts everybody on their shoulders, who puts all junior golfers ahead of herself. She sacrifices. She goes way beyond the call of duty when it comes to these babies. And she calls them her babies. This year, it's important to me to give awards to not just the legends of UGA, but the legends of now and the people who we stand on and support. Miss Jenny Bethune, please stand up. Jenny runs T Divas and T Dudes in California. She touches dozens of young black babies every year. Dozens. And she always finds a way to lean in. This year, I'm giving what's called the Golf Auntie Award. Jenny, please come on the stage. Please stand up for her. If you are in golf, you have seen her. She is busy as a bee. Look at this jacket. I'm gonna call Elijah Wan. We gotta get some swag. Would you do me a favor and just share about something about T Divas and T Dudes for us? I know it's on the spot. You know how to talk about your baby.
he wanted me to share a few words about what we do in Southern California. And I think what Ty is saying is that when people invest in community-based organizations, nonprofits, we can grow the pipeline through the T-Divas and T-Dudes and our partner in Riverside, the Southern California Junior Golf Team. We have about 100 kids. And our goal is to find the ones who want to move forward into becoming competitive golfers. And so currently, when they talk about junior golf scoreboard and rankings, our girls, we have about 10 that are in the top 1,000 across the country. We are growing the pipeline. We have become a resource center for parents who don't know anything about golf because they're first generation golf parents. Their kids don't know what tournaments to play, what should we look for in a coach. We provide that kind of information, and then we're growing that pipeline. We have 5-year-olds playing in tournaments and winning. And we know that if you invest 10,000 hours, Doc will say that, 10,000 hours, 5 years. So if you start with a kid from the ages of 7 to 12, by the time that kid is 13, he is a par shooter, and he's moving on to the next level of opportunities. So please, people, catch your kids young, get them involved in golf, because golf opens doors of economic opportunity, whether you play as a inside the ropes Tiger Woods, or you're outside the ropes and you're the next CEO of Cisco or Coke, Florida. We are building that pipeline. Thank you.
Our next award series is called the Legends Awards. It says, thank you for paving the way for future generations of golf. Our next series is really paving, people talk about, getting your roses. And unfortunately in our culture, we don't celebrate folks enough while we still have them. We wait until they're gone and say, hey, he was a really nice guy. She was amazing. But it's time now, when we have them with us, we celebrate them. So tonight, we're going to we're going to award 7 awards to what I consider as our golf legends. And their contribution to the sport of golf, especially United Golfers Association, whether it be indirectly or directly, is important to us. It's important to me. The first one goes to Charlie Sifford. Charlie Sifford thank you. His legacy in golf spans, he's now passed, but no, he was the first African American to receive opportunity to be in the Golf World Hall of Fame. And being in there, now what's interesting is I was actually able to find one of the original programs. And I did not bring that with me because I didn't want it to get lost in the middle of my mind going all over the place. But what his contribution was to golf is the reason why you are here now. He played in golf events where back in the day, and you young people have no idea, you think you have it hard, but they had it so much more difficult. He played in a golf tournament. And back then, they didn't really even give black folks an opportunity to play. So they would have the first tee time, that's 7:30. They would probably have a 7:15. And Art, you know this, they would push us out first, old dark 30. And get us, whoever was in there, they would push us out first so that the crowds would not see us on the golf course. Now, there was a time when Charlie Sifford played around the golf and he got to that hole. He heard people screaming things, words that we don't like to use, or neither do we like to hear. So imagine if you are hearing people yelling at you and attacking you from the side, in front of you, from outside the ropes, but you still have to maintain your mental focus. That's difficult. I won't say what happened on that hole because people are eating their dinner and lunch and dessert, but there was a not so nice present in the cup hole when he got to that first hole. But this is the things that he had to deal with. Now, unfortunately, he is no longer with us, but his son, Charlie Sifford Jr., who's a close friend of mine and many of ours in this room, there's an ice storm coming to Charlotte. Not Charlotte, Cleveland, sorry, if you're going to Charlotte, to Cleveland, so he could not make it. However, he did send us a message on behalf of his father.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charles Sifford Jr. It's a pleasure to speak with you, and I'm glad you could attend this weekend event celebrating the 100th anniversary of the UGA. Sorry, I'm unable to attend. I would like to thank Ty for all he has done and plan to do in the future, working with the kids to increase their interest in the game. The UGA played an important role in creating a place where golfers of color could compete and develop their skills. Some of the great players, including my father with Teddy Rhodes, Bill Spiller, Howard Wheeler, Pete Brown, Jim Dent, just to name a few. Howard Wheeler was the pro that my father met when he first moved to Philadelphia, and they played a lot of golf together at Cobb's Creek. Teddy Rhodes, who I affectionately call Uncle Teddy, was my father's road dog. They traveled all over the country playing golf. My father ended up winning the UGA championship 6 times and 5 times in a row, which gave him confidence that he was ready to go to the next level and try the PGA Tour. Without the UGA, I truly believe it would have been difficult for my father and other players to get an opportunity to improve their skills. Thanks again, Ty, for all you have done, and thanks everyone for attending the celebration of this historic event during Black History Month.
I'll make sure to send this on behalf of our organization and everyone in this room. Our next Legends Award goes to the family of Teddy Rhodes. He was an American professional golfer who helped to break the color barrier in the sport. Rhodes was born in Nashville, Tennessee, and attended the city schools. He learned the game of golf in his teenage years while working as a caddy at Nashville's Belle Meade Country Club and Rickland Country Club. In the 1930s, he joined the Civilian Conservation Corps, and then he served in the U.S. Navy, as well as in World War II. When his tour of duty concluded, he was discharged in Chicago, where he met entertainer Billy Eckstein and heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis. He taught both men how to play the game of golf, and served as Joe Louis's personal instructor, valet, and playing partner. In the 1940s, he moved to Southern California, where he would mentor Ray Mangrum. In 1948, he played in the U.S. Open at the Riviera Country Club in Los Angeles, California, and was recognized as the first African-American professional golfer. Rhodes and fellow African-American golfer Bill Spiller initiated litigation against the PGA of America, seeking the removal of the association's Caucasian-only clause. Although they prevailed in and out of court settlements, the PGA circumvented the agreement by changing its tournaments to invitationals and invited only whites to participate. This is a different way of moving that goalpost back. So to make that make sense for you, when those golf tournaments are called opens, that means it's open to everyone. Now, in 1961, after over 16 lawsuits, that United Golfers Association and other gentlemen like Teddy Rhodes and Joe Louis had to sue the PGA of America to get them to reverse the clause that was in their bylaws. Once that was done, they changed the terms of the tournaments and called them invitationals, so they can invite who they wanted. There's a lot more history in that moment right there. I won't go into that today. But something that's unique is that Teddy Rhodes is a UGA legend. He played in over 150, let me read this again. Rhodes played mostly in the United Golfers Association sanctioned tournaments during his career, winning about 150 times. Winning 150 times. As a Chicagoan, and Tiffany, thank you for coming. I know the weather was threatening you. But Peggy Rhodes and Tiffany Rhodes I've become friends with over the years, and have met them all across the U.S. and all these golf events. And yes, I am dedicated to bringing people and coming and supporting in more ways than one to Nashville this year for the Teddy Rhodes Golf Tournament. When is this, in September? So Tiffany, would you please come and join me on stage for this Legends Award?
Thank you so much, Ty and the UGA, for this honor of my grandfather, Ted Rhodes. We are keeping his legacy alive with the Ted Rhodes Foundation. Within the Ted Rhodes Foundation, we have a Ted Rhodes Junior Golf Tour, and we're excited this year that we will be doing our tour in Chicago, Nashville, Jacksonville, and Atlanta. And that tour will be growing every year to give more of our youth between the ages of 5 to 18 the ability to compete. It's one thing to learn how to play the great game of golf, but to be able to compete, and that's where we come in. We also support the historically black colleges and universities. As a proud graduate of Clark Atlanta University, I think it's important that we support these HBCU golf programs. And so we have great partnerships with Fisk University, we've added Delaware State, Wiley University, and so many more. And we think it's important to keep these programs alive. And we're also teaching our youth communication and leadership skills through Toastmasters. It's one thing to be able to play, but when you go to an interview or you're interacting with people at the golf course, you have to know how to express yourself and sell yourself, and that's something that we do as well. So we are keeping my grandfather's legacy alive. For our youth, perseverance is the key. My grandfather could have given up a long time ago, but he loved the game of golf and let nothing stop him in his pursuit of being a professional golfer. So thank you so much again, Ty. Dr. Sales is doing a Ted Rhodes documentary that we're really excited about, so more to come. Thank you so much.
There was a moment earlier that Cedric shared that he had a moment to get some of these young black men who were on the tour in a room, and some of the moments brought them to tears. There was 2.5 years ago, I had Moby Dillard, Kamayu, Norman Black, Scott Yancey, and about maybe 6 or 8 other young brothers, and we invited them to play at the Tranquilo golf course at the Four Seasons in Orlando, and treated them to a dinner. And I brought in some corporate people to come and play golf with them, to have conversations. And at that dinner, I gave them all an opportunity to get up and tell their truth. What was the most touching thing I've ever seen is that all 11 of these, all of these black men all broke down and cried. And they shed tears because it was a room full of people who understood the journey, the struggle, the pain. Sometimes, I remember Moby Dillard said, I didn't know it was going to be this hard, becoming a pro. I didn't know it was going to be this hard. When your parents support you from the ages of 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 through college, and you graduate and you say, I want to be a pro. I want to go on tour. How much money in your bank account, boy? You got $500 in your bank account. How are you going to be a pro? You've been dependent on your parents' bank account for a very long time. Now it's all on you. A lot of us want to go pro. And some of you will. And I pray that you will. But know that the journey is tough. And one of those young men in that room was Norman Black, who's here this evening, the son of the great James Black. And I've had an opportunity to meet with Mr. Black once. And it was a short moment, but what he whispered in my ear, I won't forget. And he just said, thank you for bringing UGA back. Now, some of you don't understand the power in that because we were the ecosystem for black golfers for 50 years. And it's important that I bring that legacy back. But what's most important, and we talk about legacy, he is a living legacy of a pro. One of our great legends, James Black. Norman, please come up, please.
I didn't know I was going to get up here and make a speech, so I'll keep it short. My dad played on the UGA. Like a lot of the guys that played out there on the tour, he had challenges. But he had perseverance, and that's one thing he instilled in me and a lot of my brothers and sisters that he got into golf. When he was 21, he left home with a quarter and a bus ticket and a mismatched set of golf clubs and played against the best in the world and beat the best in the world. James Black was a guy with a lot of confidence, but he had a lot of game to back up that confidence. And that's something he also instilled in me. He's like, when you go out there and play golf, play with some confidence. You know, it doesn't matter about the results, but go out there and believe that you can do it. And Ty, also, thank you for bringing back UGA. My dad relied on UGA a lot. He played a lot of UGA golf tournaments. He got his tour card in 1962 for the PGA Tour. Played in a couple US Opens. Played in like, I think 12 PGA Tour events. Made probably like 10 or 9 cuts, but I want to thank you for what you're doing with UGA. I want to thank all of you for being here, and thank you. Yeah, so last year I got Asian tour status, so I'll be going to Asia in March. So kind of continuing that legacy. I wasn't going to tell this story. I'm kind of going to get teared up a little bit, but the other day I was kind of cleaning through some stuff in my mom's place, like some old, pictures and clothes and stuff, just kind of because she's moving out. And I came across a book that my dad wrote. James Black's Fundamentals of Golf. And this last few months I've been kind of struggling with, my golf swing, and I'm trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong with my lower body? Am I doing something wrong, where are my hands at, whatever. And I came across that book, and I don't believe coincidences. I believe God works in mysterious ways. And reading that book, I read, front to back, his stuff that he taught me, stuff that I grew up on, the fundamentals of golf, and a lot of stuff that I would hear, over and over again that he would preach. And on the back of it, it read, "For my son, Norman Black," and he signed it 6/5, 2010. And I feel like God knew that I needed that book and that I was going to come back to that book at a very crucial time in my life, playing on a really big golf tour. And I just want to thank my dad for that, and I wish he was here, but I'm going to try to make him proud.
This next award goes to Miss Renee Powell. Let's give it up, please. Miss Powell was a powerful woman. She comes from a legacy of golf. Her father built one of the first golf courses in the world. He purchased the land. He tilled the land. He made the golf course. He created the golf course. But she is still with us, thank God. But she is one of our only still living legends. Now, because there's a storm going through Ohio, she was, as our more seasoned folks are not exactly excited about traveling in snow and ice, as most of us shouldn't be as well. But she decided that she wanted to stay back. We didn't get an opportunity to get a video from her, but she does send her regards. So Renee Powell was a golf legend in United Golfers Association. Many of you don't know, before there was a first tee, UGA had a golf academy. And there were thousands of young black golfers playing golf around the United States who looked like all of you in this room. There was a pipeline being built, even back in the 50s and 60s. And that could continue. It will continue. But I accept this award here on behalf of Miss Renee Powell. We will make sure she gets this in good hands within the next week or so. Two more words, and then we're going to get out of here. I promise you. This next award goes to someone in this room who has been in this room, not this exact room with us, but he has been on the journey with many of our golf legends. He has been on the road with many of our golf legends. He has found money to support them, to make sure they had food, hotels, gas, and resources. People like Arthur Johnson don't come a dime a dozen. These are legends who do more and more because it's not about them, it's about those who are around them. Arthur Johnson. Last year, there was an Arthur Johnson Award given to John G. for what he's doing right now in the Washington, D.C. area and beyond, because he gives from his heart, full heart. And brother, while we have you for another 20 years, hopefully, and whatever that number is, we don't care. But Arthur Johnson, please stand up. We want to celebrate you, sir. Don't sit down, Art. Come on up here, please. This man, young man, collects more things than you could possibly imagine. I saw him at the PGA show, and he had a ton of memorabilia and photographs that I have never seen before. But Art, we celebrate you, young man. Thank you.
First of all,
hold on. Come over here. Come on.
First of all, I'd like to give honor to God, the head of my household, and what Ty has done, and what Ty is doing, and what Ty is going to be doing in the future is absolutely amazing. I've been on this golf journey for 70 years. I'm 81 years old as we speak right now. I started when I was 10 years old. And some amazing people has been in my life. I traveled with Lee Elder for 60 or 70 years. Lee was my mentor, along with Ted Rose. I didn't have the opportunity to ever play with Ted, but me and Lee Elder played together a lot. In 1975, I was privileged to go to Augusta, Georgia with Lee Elder. I went to Augusta for 41 years with Lee, 45 years to be absolutely. I missed 1 year, 2010, when I had surgery. Well, for me to be on that journey with Lee, Calvin Pete, Teddy Rose, George Johnson, Jim Dent, Jim Thorpe, I learned a lot. It's just been amazing that the people that's came into my life. And I would like for someone to stand up. PJ, would you please stand if you're still here? It's PJ from Payne College. This is a kid that's a recipient of the Lee Elder Scholarship that I answered to at Payne College for him to go to Payne College on a full ride. And I'm so proud of PJ. He's from Zimbabwe, Africa. I met him over the phone, and we just met in person yesterday. But I secured him a full ride scholarship at Payne College. And he's going to be an amazing kid. And this is what we have to do in life. We have to give back because so many people has privilege to giving me a lot. I had a journey that's absolutely amazing. I managed with Teddy Pendergrass. I toured with Luther Vandross. I went with Whitney Houston, Usher, a lot of different people. I've been on the golf journey all my life. So a lot of amazing things have come in my path. And I would like to thank Leroy and Madeline, which is my girlfriend, my partner. Would she please stand up because she's been on this journey with me also. So I didn't get here by myself. I had to have a lot of help and a lot of amazing people. But what Ty, I want y'all to give Ty a standing ovation because what Ty is doing is absolutely amazing. And like I say, I've been around this golf a long, long time. And I would like to celebrate with Ty because I know how difficult it is. And when you knock on doors, you know what I'm saying, and people say, well, come back. My budget is already there. And I'd like to thank Coke Florida. It's been with Ty from day one, and I've been with Ty from day one. And I'm going to be with Ty, and I'm one of his #1 supporters. And like I say, we need help to continue this here. And for these kids that's trying to play on this tour, get you a partner. Get you someone that you can confide in. Get you someone that you can practice with. Get you someone that y'all can exchange ideas. All the black golfers that I played with over the years, I had the privilege of playing with everyone except Tiger Woods. Every black golfer that you can name, I played in competition with. And when I couldn't play, I made sure someone else could be there to play. And I financed that. And they wasn't looking for nothing back. If you won something, fine. If you didn't win anything, fine. We're going to get the best player for the next week or the next tour that they want to play in. We're going to make sure they can get there. We travel 6 and 7 to a car. We slept in hotel rooms where 3 or 4 or 5 people was there. Mr. Black, James Black, was a great friend of mine. Mr. Black was our cook. He had a skillet. I know some of y'all probably don't know what a skillet is, but he had a skillet and he would cook for us, his dad. You know what I'm saying? So we had an amazing camaraderie of different people that were just so amazing in our life, and we all helped each other. A couple of my friends couldn't be here. Nate Starks, that played on the UGA, that lives in St. Petersburg. He had a previous engagement. Bobby Strobel, which is a great friend of mine that won over 100 tournaments. He couldn't be here. He was having some health issues and stuff. But all these guys that, you know, that we, and I still talk, I talk to them. I've been talking to Bobby, Nate, Jim Dent, Jim Thorpe. You know, we've been talking for 50 years of each other. That's the kind of friendship that we, and the bond that we have and that we have had, that we help each other. So, like I said, young men, find you a partner. And John G., we thank you for what you putting together. You know, you are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud to have met you, and I know that there's great things ahead for you. And I'm not going to take up no more of your time, but thanks, Todd. You know, I mean, what he's doing, just amazing. And like I said, we've been together for a while, and I'm here to support him. And I come, you know, at this call. He said, "Man, I want you to be there, you know, to show your appreciation for what we put together." You know, I'm not a real big speaker, but like I say, I'm so proud to be here. You know what I'm saying? To be here and to support him. So thank you very much. Enjoy yourself, and don't think about that bad shot. I don't play golf anymore, but I'm gonna come out and watch you kids play golf. I'm not gonna laugh at you like some people laughed at me when I couldn't play, but I want y'all to have a good time. Get out there, have fun. Thank you.
You see those master shoes he had on? Oh, he gonna show them off. Huh? Huh? Yes. Last two awards go to two men who are unfortunately not here this evening, but two men who you've become to love and cherish and see on Saturday afternoon if you played in the UGA, or then what is now called UGA, but the Jim Thorpe Invitational. For the first 3 years, we always had Jim Thorpe and Jim Dent always joined us on the range, sharing nuggets, sharing experiences, giving some chip thoughts. They always had something to share. Jim Thorpe right now could not be with us this evening, neither Mr. Dent, but we accept this award on both of their behalves. Both of them are legends. We love them both, wish them well and good travels, and we'll make sure that Mr. Dent and Joseph, who was supposed to be with him today, we'll make sure this gets to them. It's hard to close this out. For you, it's an evening. For me, it's been 5 years. When I brought this organization back in 2000, I've been thinking about this evening for 5 years. And to see all of these beautiful faces dressed up in suits and dresses, the world needs to see that we are more than a polo shirt and some shorts and some golf shoes. Our value to the world is beyond the tee box. Our value to the world is beyond what's on the leaderboard. Regardless of where I am on the leaderboard, I put the same work in. We know as black folks, we got to do two things, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, sometimes harder than and better than other folks just to get to the same place. Golf is no different. it is necessary for all of these young people in this room to understand a few things. That this golf journey is not easy. I'm going to ask some people to stand because I think it's important. There are some black women in this room who are on the tour. Can you please stand? Zoe, Georgia. There you go. Miss Amayu, please keep standing. This is 3. Okay? Look at these 3 sisters. There are a few of them. There are black women in this room, and we know that as black women, they are the most cherished things that we have in this world. They pray for us, they love us, they birth us, they take care of us, they feed us, and they have our back. It's time that we as a black community put black women who are golfers and professional tour players in that same position. We need to take care of them, support them. When they need something, answer the phone. When they require things, introduce them to people who you know. Because right now, their tour experience is tough. Georgia, how many tours are you now currently playing on? 3? Australia? Yes? LET, the Ladies European Tour, and Epson. Full status on all 3? Which one do you have full status on? Oh, there was a 4th one. Darn it. Zoe? Young lady? Samayu? Many tours? They need support, folks. Everyone in here, you have jobs, the adults in the room. You work for companies, you're an entrepreneur, you have a partnership. Find them over the next day and ask them, how can I help? That's the most simple question you can ask someone is, how can I help? Sometimes it's not financial. You may have Marriott Rewards points, Amex points, Sky Miles. Guess what? You can gift those. They need those. Greg, please stand up. Norman, please stand up. These are our tour players. Are there any other tour players in here that I'm not finding? I don't see? I don't think I missed anyone. This is the future. All of you young people, y'all want to be like them. Go find them. Ask them questions. Lean in on them. They are here for you because they've been where you've been. Please sit. Thank you. And in closing, this is a wonderful evening. Thank you again to my team. Thank you to Coke Florida. We appreciate you. Thank you to Cisco. Thank you, Sad. Have an amazing evening, folks. I love you guys.